So happy Saturday, everyone. I'm glad to be here. Today, Eddie is at a funeral, so let's pray for the departed in this session as well. And Warren is still unwell, so let's pray for his health as well. Yuan, let's bring up the satsang overview. So let's talk a little bit about that. So quickly, I'll just go through it again just to kind of brush up. So being with positive energy is satsang. So that's the definition. Just break sat is in a way, it's positive energy, uplifting energy. In a way, it is something that has always been there, doesn't change, etc. So the Sat is the transcendental energy. Sang is to be with. So Satsang is all about being with, that energy. Now, how do you do that? So number one, I think we manifest that. So that's one of the efforts. If there is an effort we make, that's the effort. Also, people who have already manifested or who have actually achieved that state, being with them is also called satsang. And then a group like this where everybody is trying to do that. So there is this collective upliftment of the energy. So that's also satsang. So we'll talk a bit about some of that. But I think meditation is at the core. It's there are a lot of other things in the sense that being with transcendental energy, how do you do that? I mean, that manifesting that effort to manifest that is also satsang. So satsang is a state by definition, being with transcendental energy, but the effort to do that is also called satsang in a way. And that's the meditation part of it. Then, it's inner process, inner satsang. So Guru Maharaj actually clarified that, this process that he established and that worked for him is, one step further than meditations that are based on outer activity. So this is more like inner mental process than outer activity. So while you're chanting, while you're singing, while you're, doing any effort, physical effort, it's an outer activity. But when you focus inwards, when you, even before you get into deeper meditation, whatever effort you do, which is like quote unquote mental activity, that's where the focus of satsang is. So inner satsang versus outer satsang, because there are people who would be, in various settings, devotional music, chorus, all those things where people are, engaging in an activity which prepares for a deeper meditation. So Guru Maharaj talks about that as a prep step to get into deeper meditation. And then group session, as I said, it's like the collective group when everybody is making this effort to manifest transcendental energy. I think something happens in terms of the collective energy. And that you can feel that, this, it's almost, may not be visible, it may not be visible with physical eyes, but it's something that a lot of people who have been in satsang find in group sessions. The energy levels differ, and there are times when you just get uplifted to a higher level without much effort. That's actually pretty common. And at the end of the day, it's all about inner peace and joy. So how do we get to that state is like this whole process is geared to get us to a more consistent, more constant, more deeper joy and deeper inner peace. So Yuan, let's brush up the pyramid also today for a minute or two, and then we'll get into meditation. So, here, if I super simplify this, not only, it kind of gives a whole new perspective onto light, love, and peace, that as you, so your real effort is in the first three realms, crossing those, practitioners find that's where most of the time is, that's where most of the, distractions are. Beyond that, it's cruise control. Once you get this, deeper knowledge, which metaphorically is light, and then based on that, you realize how we are all interconnected deeply, in terms of how each conscious being is has that common element, that leads to unconditional and pure and deep. This knowledge kind of then leads to that pure and love that is hard to find, unconditional, selfless, etc. And then all that then leads to peace. But the most difficult part is that the first three realms, where if you keep going outward and don't start your inner journey, that's so going inwards is changing the direction, because peace will not be found in the world. That's the bottom line. And then as you turn more inwards, the biggest challenge is how do you reorient to get onto this journey, because emotions, desires, and people, situations, all that don't almost like don't allow you to be peaceful. And so first thing is to pick up an activity which helps you to calm down, and then that activity goes deeper, and that's when the inner meditation starts, and that's where your clouds of emotion and all the training of mind. So if we super simplify this, the first realm is to tone your body. Second realm is to tone your breathing. Third realm is to tone your mind. And that leads to toning your brain, or the actual intellect that you have. And that leads to the toning of your concept of identity, the ego. And all that then eventually leads to, deeper inner peace. And let's then get down to the practice. Relaxed posture. One thing I wanted to mention today. So we will play a video after the meditation, which is done by another, satsangi in Cleveland, Dr. Ajay. He has pulled together the benefits of this process in a pretty succinct way. So after the video, I unfortunately have to leave early today, but hopefully Arvindji and others, Kelly and others, just have any, if there are any questions, Arvindji, you take that for me as well, pass it on to me as well. Anyway, so let's practice. Relaxed posture, eyes lightly closed. And the idea is that we don't want to distract our mind, because every time the body moves, every time the sensory input goes in, there is distraction. So minimize distraction and focus on the presence of transcendental energy right here, right now with us. And that energy in form of light is entering our heart and distributing throughout our body. And we're getting deeper into this and getting completely immersed into this transcendental energy. mind will wander away, as it usually does. As soon as that happens, bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that this transcendental energy in form of light is in front of us. It's entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we're becoming one with this light. We're getting completely and totally immersed in this light. Let's start now.
We just completed this meditation session following the process described by our Guru, Dr. Chaturbhuj Sahayji. And this practice of sitting quietly and focusing on the thought of light entering our heart, internalizing it, and letting it flow through the body for 15 to 20 minutes when performed regularly, it positively impacts nearly all aspects of our life. Now, broadly, the benefits of this practice can be placed in three groups: physical benefits, then the benefits which are related to a concentrated or focused mind, and then the benefits which come as a result of the inner wisdom and knowledge that builds as we go along this route of continuously practicing this. Now, first, let's talk about physical benefits. Now, demands of work, responsibilities at home, and the various challenges the life throws at us makes this modern life very busy and also very stressful. And this stress has been linked to several physical and mental ailments that are prevalent today. Just sitting down calmly for a few minutes in the morning and evening and spending time with ourselves goes a long way in reducing stress. And several studies have shown that it positively impacts our physical health by reducing risk of ailments such as heart disease, elevated blood pressure, anxiety, and sleeplessness, etc. So at a very basic level, continuously sitting down for 15-20 minutes in the morning and evening, it imparts to us physical benefits, makes us healthier, and keeps us away from certain ailments that may plague us if we just continuously get exposed to the stress that we have to deal with in our lives. The second group is the benefits that we derive from the concentrated or a focused mind. Now, the human mind is a very brilliant and remarkable machine, and I'm sure everybody knows that. Now, to harness all of its capability, it needs to be focused or concentrated. We know that water lying in puddles is not capable of much, but the same water, when it gets concentrated into a stream and is focused on turbines, it can produce abundant electricity. An unfocused mind, in a similar way, accomplishes much less as compared to what it is capable of. Focusing the mind on one thought is actually an exercise for the mind. And much like the physical exercise strengthens our body, this practice of concentrating the mind actually strengthens and energizes the mind. This helps us to perform better in whatever worldly pursuit we are engaged in. At work, we become more efficient and productive. If we are a student, it helps us to grasp subtle concepts with ease. And generally, in life, our ability to tackle complex and difficult situations gets greatly enhanced when the mind becomes focused. Not only does a focused mind help improve our performance in worldly pursuits, but it also makes us internally more peaceful, as the last point, under concentrated mind is listed here. And our mind is constantly bombarded by thoughts. It dwells in the past and thinks about the future. This disturbs our peace. A focused mind becomes capable of stopping this barrage of thoughts, and it gets concentrated on the present. That brings me to the last and the most important benefit that we derive out of this practice. And that is the benefit that we derive out of meditating on light. And the internalization of this divine light is what actually transforms us as a person. It builds in us inner wisdom and knowledge. And this wisdom guides us in making right choices, selecting appropriate behavior, and helps us understand our duty towards all people around us. As a consequence, we become better family person, better co-workers, better neighbors, better citizens, etc. Our behavior towards others improve, resulting in others treating us better. And this practice instills in us patience, tolerance, and a sense of internal detachment. The challenges of life do not necessarily go away. They will not disappear. The setbacks in life are not necessarily reversed, but this accumulating inner wisdom recalibrates our mind so that we no longer feel the pain and disappointment associated with these events. A sense of inner happiness and joy always prevails, even if we have to endure setbacks and disappointments in the worldly affairs. This is the highest form of benefit one derives from this practice. Disciplined practice over time results in gradual accumulation of this inner wisdom or knowledge and brings us real close to the goal of this practice.
Happy Saturday, everyone. That was blissful. So, any thoughts to share? Please go ahead. How did people find the session?
Namaste, Arvinji. Namaste, everyone.
Namaskar.
Yeah, the session was really good, like always. The video was very informative, covers a lot of good benefits that we all derive from coming to satsang and being regular with the practice. So overall, really, really good, really good.
Yeah, I believe we're fortunate to be able to join Sanjeev Bhaiya's sessions, really.
Yeah, most certainly.
Pranam, Mama. Pranam, everyone.
Namaskar.
I am not aware of Dr. Bhardwaj's medical field, but when I was listening to him, I just felt that whatever he said was meant for me, and this is what I need to do. And it's, I don't know, a coincidence or what, but that's what my doctors have asked me to do. So I felt like Param Pujya Guru Maharaj and Ma have, given me a message through him. So, like, it was very, very impactful for me.
Thank you. That's true. And that's lovely to hear that you feel connected in that way. Yes. Any other thoughts?
I just say, Pranam, everyone. I just, it was a very, very nice video. And I actually just one reflection that sometimes I have when we think about that, when one goes through a setback or is going through a hard time, that they still feel like an enlightened, or they feel a higher state of life. But sometimes, on the flip side, sometimes this thought comes to my mind that could it be that I'm just illusioned, yeah, or ignorant about the problems on the other hand, and that's why I don't kind of like feel, yeah, uh, feel that. Yeah, just wanted to share that reflection that sometimes the thought is like on the flip side, that are you illusioned or what?
Yeah, I suspect that's a natural human response or emotion. But truly, what Sanjeev Bhaiya is trying to share with us is more of allowing oneself to settle and feel that presence of light, love, and peace, as he says. So settling one's thoughts allows you to see within, reflect within. And what comes from within, as Sanjeev Bhaiya says, is the true eternal truth, is the true bliss, is the true peace. And he gives you, the layers that you progress, the realm of the world, the realm of the physical realm, for example, the realm of the mind, the realm of knowledge, and the realm of peace. So the process Sanjeev Bhaiya has guided us, advised us to following that process on a regular basis should hopefully enable us to progress in that way, to feel that peace, to get closer to that blissful, peaceful situation where, and he also gives example of, for example, a stone which is by the seaside. The moment the cool breeze and sea leave, the stone is hot in the sun. And as you cover that stone in cold water, the stone cools down. So it's us and our mind and thoughts settling down in the process of meditation. The idea is to hopefully progress from that stone that quickly becomes hot again when exposed to stress, to transform that to something like cotton wool, which stays soaked in that cool, moist water for much longer without drying up, and perhaps eventually to reach a stage like sugar or salt in water, which literally loses its shape and becomes one with that peaceful, blissful state, without being hot like a stone again, and without being perturbed with emotions, with the ups and downs, the roller coaster of emotions. So more of a steady, peaceful state. And one hopes that following that path will allow us to reach that one day.
Great. Thank you for this explanation.
Mommy.
Any other reflections or thoughts? Please do share while we can. If there's nothing else at the moment, then we are again blessed to be able to join this process initiated by Param Puja Guru Maharaj and Sanjeev Bhaiya, who kindly shares this with us on this platform. Again, I feel very fortunate to join you all. And so hopefully we'll do the same next Saturday. So my namaskar to everyone. And thank you so much for joining.